But once you got going, you sort of really got going.
We did, and the first period, I think both teams were checking really well, so there wasn't a lot in the first period. I think they stepped it up at the start of the second. I think it caught us on our heels a little bit. I think they carried the play, probably up until they scored their goal, and then I thought once we got that power play. I think that's when it started to change right there. Started to shift back to favor us, and happy with the power play that we seemed to have some intensity on that power play, and you could tell by the way they were passing and the battles for the loose pucks, and I think that carried over after we scored. It carried over 5-on-5.
Coach, both Brandon Dubinsky and James Wisniewski used the word urgency in the dressing room as what they were preaching going into this game. Given the way the game started, would you say that at a certain point in the second period that urgency kind of kicked in and took over, or was it just kind of feeling out what the Devils were doing?
Some of it might have been feeling out, but I still think we were playing in urgent. We were playing a smart, systematic game, and that's what the Devils do. So to me, it was a little bit of a chess match going back and forth, and I like the way that we managed the puck. I like the way we managed our shifts. There just wasn't a lot going on, and you have to be comfortable playing that game. And when it gets that way, patience is a good word to use to describe it, because you got to stick with your game plan, and you can't deviate from it and get away from it. And I thought we did a little bit in the second, because we started to turn pucks over, and it fed into their transition game, but it also led to kind of extending shifts for us where we got caught out on the ice, and then again it's hard to play when you're doing that.
Coach, how much campaigning did James Wisniewski do to get into the lineup tonight, and what did you see from him energy-wise?
He didn't do a lot of campaigning. He came in, and I just had a brief talk with him about, he knows how he feels, and I don't want to put him in a position, or he can't put himself in a position that to get an injury if he's not feeling right, but he also can't put the team in a tough position. And he went out and took warm-ups, and he came out of warm-ups and asked him if he was okay to go. So there was no campaigning. It was just asking him if he was all right, and knowing that he had to contribute too. And contribute wasn't getting a goal and 2 assists. Contribute was play 18, 19 minutes, whatever it was tonight, and be productive.
Could you discuss Brandon Dubinsky's play tonight and how much he was a spark plug for what you guys did this evening?
He was a spark plug, and obviously it was a huge goal for us in the second period. To me, that was what started it for us. First period, I thought we played a smart, strategic game, the way that we have to play versus the New Jersey Devils. And again, we didn't deviate from it. For 20 minutes, we were pretty good, and we got away from it a little bit. But that play there was a big play for us. And some of the things that were being said on the bench, a lot of guys were saying it, but to me, Brandon was saying a lot of the right things on the bench.
You talk about your game plan coming in. Was a part of that game plan getting a screen in front of Schneider? Because that happened twice tonight for you, where you were able to capitalize off that.
We were able to capitalize on it, but I think every team now you're talking about traffic. And, that's one area. We got some guys that do go to the front of the net and are pretty good at the front of the net. And, we're scoring. You got to score goals this way, and usually it's the hard way. And we have to get traffic in front of goalies.
You said over the course of the road trip that as that went on that the vets weren't playing up to what you thought they should be playing. Were you happier with the way the vets played tonight, the last 2 games?
I am. I think our veteran players have stepped up and have picked up their game. I think some of the young guys have done the same, and I include Ryan Johansson as one of our young players. But his game the other day, Sunday against Vancouver, might have been the best game that I've seen him play. And I thought tonight you had Cam Atkinson do some good things out on the ice. He looked a little bit faster, looked a little bit quicker with the puck. Obviously, he scored a big goal for us as well. You know, the young players are pushing and doing some good things, and we needed our veteran guys to kind of up their games. And to me, they've taken it in the right direction.
Todd, you mentioned Johansson. Is he doing some of the things you talked about on a consistent enough basis? I know that's always been one of the questions with Ryan, but you know, I know some of the things he did tonight might have not shown up on the score sheet, but is he, you know, starting to string some things together?
He is, and you're right. It didn't show up on the score sheet tonight like it did the other night, but you know, for a big kid, and that's really what he is. I mean, he's a big, strong hockey player. That's what you want to see more of, and not that he plays like Jared Bowl plays or Derek McKenzie plays as far as the physicality. You can still have that, but he's a talented kid too. And but I think when he gets involved in the game, you know, and I'm not even going to say edgy or anything like that, but if he gets physically involved in the game, he's a tough player to play against because he can beat you in a lot of different ways. He can beat you in the hard physical game, or you know, there are times he can just outskill you. So Ryan's doing a lot of good things. His face-offs, I think you can judge a lot by face-offs too. I used them a lot, not so much tonight, but previous games, just because it's the first battle. It's the first. You're dropping a puck and you're battling against one guy to get it, and he's done a good job in that area.
Just how satisfied are you right now with your team's response coming home? 7 of the next 8 at home, got the first 2.
It's a great response, and we'll enjoy the win tonight. Probably enjoy it a little bit tomorrow, but then we got to focus and get ready for Friday against the Maple Leafs. And I hear the players talking, and I think I've used it a little bit too. But you know, these are, you know, last Sunday's game was worth 2 points, and it was an important, urgent game for us based on, I think, how things went on the road. But tonight was no different. It was worth 2 points, same amount. And Friday's going to be the same. And I think our players we're starting to get in that mind frame again about the importance of points and the importance of games and the urgency behind it. And that's what we need to do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
11 o'clock practice.
Thank you.